What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action spawning in the left side of the screen. No, the left side of the screen in the red color, playing as Odin. His name is the Rapl. All the way from Greece, this man hails. His opponent today in the blue color, his name is Rayzen. Holy macaron, Rayzen. Guys, he's playing Isis, and this man, he is from, I actually don't know. I don't know when he was from, but he's from the past. Rayzen is from the past. He goes way back when, way back yonder. He's not around. He's finally making his resurgence into Age of Mythology, and everyone should be incredibly excited. This guy's an exciting guy to watch. I remember watching his games when I was learning. Very, very strong Egyptian player. For some reason, I think that he also used to play Ra as well, but maybe I'm confusing him with someone else. But Rayzen, brutally strong player, super smart RTS player. We'll see how he's going to go. He's going with the Isis this game. He's found himself the Wedged Eye. The Wedged Eye is a beautiful technology or relic here for Isis against Odin, because it allows you to get out cheaper Anubai. It's not that they're that much cheaper. They're only 100 food, but 10% less is 10% less. For some reason, they don't give you minus favor cost as well, which is interesting. But we also see the Trojan Gate hinge over here, plus 20% wall, hit points, some good relics here on the map thus far, and we do see an early monument up for Rayzen, and he's moving over onto this hunt. The only issue with going with Anubis here on this map is that the hunt on an Alfheim is always very, very finicky, and this is a fairly high hunt map here for Rayzen. He's going to have the elk over on both corners, and he has started with his deer over here. Our Odin player down the bottom, Rapl, he's grabbing some elk down the bottom, and he's getting himself started here. Has to throw up his house, which he's doing. He's found his deer over here, and he has found his elk. His elk are right on top of this town center here, so it might not be a bad idea for him to try and grab this one early in this matchup. And we'll see what he's going to be trying to do as we are slowly but surely moving forward here. And Rayzen moving up onto the top of the map to get his elk. There's a myriad of options here for Isis, and this is what makes Isis so ridiculously strong against Odin. Normally, Isis's options kind of limit down to one option against most civilizations. So, for example, Isis against Uranus, the most common option for Isis and the strongest option is normally a priest siege strategy. For example, if you're playing against, say, like a Zeus who's going fast second talent center, the only real option for the Isis player is to go for an Ancestors Eclipse timing push. But against Odin, you have three different strategies which work amazingly. Against Odin, you can go for the Isis fast heroic Ancestors Eclipse timing push strategy. You can go for a classical fight with Bast hitting a semi fast heroic, going through a Nephthys to hit an Ancestors Eclipse, to follow that up with a Thoth timing to completely decimate your opponent. And finally, that third option, which is the most brutal of the three, is going through Anubis, making those Anubites and getting some brutal raids, which are nigh undefendable due to the jump mechanic that the Anubites have. And we are now seeing Rayzen moving over here onto this granary. Unfortunately for Rayzen here, he has missed his hunt. And that's very, very sad for him. He's not going to be checking that corner out here. There's not a lot of reason for him to do so. He's got no real reason to think that there are extra elk on the map. But he sees an elk. So this one elk essentially means two things here for Rayzen. He can either say that one elk means that there is a stray elk somewhere on the map, or it means there's a pack of elk here which is not starting elk like these elk are, which means that there is a second hunt of elk. Those are the questions he has to ask himself. He has to find that, if he can notice that or not. We see the monument to the soldiers coming up. We see Anubis coming through. Rapl coming through Freya. No surprises here. Villagers moving up onto this location over here. We've got some Herso coming out. We've got a first Longhouse coming out. And Rapl will be needed to make these Herso no matter what here. So he is going to be getting them up and then potentially getting his longhouse down as we're starting to see some raids over here onto this location. Myth unit cost does come through now for Rayzen, throwing up his house. He's got his wall over here. There will be a monument coming up very shortly. I believe this monument to the villagers probably protects this forest anyways, but this monument to the soldiers will make sure of that case here. These villagers finishing up over here. There are a ton of cow here. So Rayzen basically needs to find himself husbandry here, as that's why he's going on to wood. He doesn't necessarily need to get out pickaxe. He's got the double Anubites now moving forward here. Going to be getting himself some upgrades fairly shortly with those, and he's going to be looking to hit Rapl's villagers over here. Now, the beautiful thing about this game is that all of these strategies that I was talking about before for our ISIS player have got different timings. The classical fight timing should be a 4-minute or 4:30 advance time. The fast heroic advance time should be about a 5-minute advance time. And the Anubis play should be more like 5:15, 5:30. So you can make some guesses based on what your opponent is doing by seeing when they advance. The later they advance, the less chance of classical fight. The earlier they advance, the more middle is the fast heroic, and the later they advance is going to be that final thing. And we do see this town center is coming up now for Rapl, as the Anubites will be sneaking through, and we will be starting to see these walls coming up. But it looks like Rapl, too late. He's going to try. He's got this up, but I mean, the Anubites can simply just jump over the walls anyways. If you're building them. And now Rapl's going to have to deal with these Anubites coming through. We do see Rayzen going after the Skraeling here. The Valkyrie going to be coming in, going to try and attack these Anubites. She has 0.2 more speed than the Anubite, so we'll get some good damage done. We do have Guardian Anubite, not Guard, whatever I was trying to say, but the Anubites are in. They're going to be running around looking for some jumps onto this location here. It's important to continue to build these Herso. It is looking like Rapl is going for what looks to be a 2-town center fast heroic here, which is what I think is the correct response to the Anubite aggression, or the Anubite raids. And we are seeing that Rayzen is simply going to get his armory up, and he's probably going to go through Hathor. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go Hathor Thoth here, straight to the Mythic Age with just 2 Anubites running around causing some trouble. Nice micro there from Rapl, dodging that Guardian Anubite jump. If you look at this, the Guardian Anubite jump does 15 hack. It does 15 hack with some splash damage. Is the splash damage... Doesn't say what the splash damage is. Wait. Yeah, it doesn't say what the splash damage is. Nice micro yet again from Rapl. Just going to be trying to move. Oh, almost loses a dwarf. Does indeed lose a dwarf there. Nice play from Rayzen. He's gotten 1 pick here. But because Rappel's going to be 2-town center, it doesn't matter so much that he loses any. Trying to micro that. You have to pull away from where the Guardian Anubite is attacking. So if he's attacking from this way, you need to pull this way. And we do see that happening right there from Rapl, as you see the Anubites still trying to walk in. We see some ghost buildings drop now by Rapl as he's trying to get that food income coming down. We see prosperity coming through for Rayzen here, who is going through Hathor. No surprises here. We have kind of gone full circle here with ISIS against Odin specifically, in that we never used to see Hathor for ISIS. We never used to see Anubis for ISIS. Now we're seeing both Hathor and Anubis. It was a god path that some players kind of memed with a little bit in the earlier stages of the game's development, the meta's development cycle, but some players would use it to success. I remember I used it a little bit there, where I would go for classical fights into Hathor against say Poseidon, because I was like, well, ceasefire just counters my my ancestors, so why not just go Hathor? But nowadays we're seeing this Hathor come through, and it's really, really potent because the Anubites are already in your opponent's base. Your opponent's not going to be able to do too much. This means that the locust can... Oh god, that's an awful locust. This means that the locust can come down onto a stack of villagers and kill them. Like right here, locust onto this would have been absolutely beautiful, especially because your opponent's going to want to turn around and start shanking the Guardian Anubites. But Rapl's now 2 town centers. He's going to be probably going to the next age fairly soon. There we go. He's able to get there. Don't think he's got his armor out. Yes, he does. So we'll be advancing very, very shortly as this Guardian Nubat is continuously wrecking havoc in Rapl's base. One thing that Rapl could have considered doing is bringing his villagers back onto the straggler trees here instead of chilling out onto this location. That would have allowed him to just basically sit over here on this gold mine and be completely fine. Now we see the hill fort or the Migdol stronghold up and the town center. So Rayzen not going for the Mythic Age like I thought he would here. I feel like Mythic Age here is so brutally strong because you hit this, the towers are up, you hit this, and you Phoenix flies in and starts causing havoc, and it's very, very, very rough for the Odin player to hold on. But he's not going for that. Settlement is coming up now, so Rayzen going to be playing it a little bit more solidly, getting his town centers, getting his economy going. I think third town center here for Rayzen would be possibly a bit better than even the Migdol stronghold, going straight 3 town centers into units. And we will be seeing this Guardian Nubat finally getting taken down now that the Valkyrie is up. Skadi comes through now for Rapl as he is ready to start playing the game. But I believe right now that this game is very, very close. Very, very close indeed. We see the hill fort coming up. Not sure exactly what the idea of this hill fort is. I would have preferred to see maybe the hill fort on this gold mine here. But he's going to have it up anyways. Probably going to be going in. He doesn't have to deal with ancestors now, so he doesn't need to go through Jarl. So he can actually go in with Huskal here and deal with these chariot archers completely fine. No real stress about what he has to deal with at all here. If we check out Rapl's economy, look at the villager count. He's got so many villagers here. He's just running out of gold, so he will have to move forward onto this location. And there's the painful Patsukos, and this is why I was confused about this hill fort. Put the hill fort on the large gold mine, and then you have a secure large gold mine. We will be seeing the Valkyrie coming over here, going to start trying to harass these Patsukos as the towers are up. Again, Rapl is still considering coming over to this gold mine over here as the wall is coming up over on that location. Will we be seeing Rapl getting out some Huskal? He hasn't started building them just yet. We see that Patsukos is dropping down, going to snipe a villager or 2. No villagers actually sniped just yet by the Patsukos, but the Frost Giant is going to be coming through here to try and hit this location. Thank you so much for the 5 months, Mr. Sturvog. Thank you, thank you. Rayzen still just dropping in. He's got to be careful, though. He can juke the Frost Giant breath, but the Hersa are over here. The villagers moving over onto this location. These Valkyrie actually do absolute work on the chariot archer. So nice play. We do see the market up, and now Rayzen has found his hunt. He's going to be eating that and living the dream. And now the Frost Giant needs to come over to this location. Potential hill fort over here wouldn't go astray. We are seeing some Jarl coming through for Rapl, which I am confused about, considering he could be making Huskal, which he's doing. He's getting those farms up. Does he have any upgrades? No, he does not. The market is up now for Rapl, so he might be considering going through tier. I don't think that this map is going to be a very good map for him to go with Ragnarok. Just because of all the gold mines are safe. The fact is there's a very safe market here in the back corner as well to get a trade route. And back town centers and things like that. It's going to be tough. This rock is just being so obnoxious here. But I think that Rapl has to realize that he is Norse. His economy is stronger. And he's okay here. He is completely okay. We do see some villagers still getting sniped. And we are sniping down one of those Patsukos here. So the rock flapping over this way. Flapping over that way. Just throw down a hill fort here, man. Get the hill fort up. And we are seeing now the chariot archers looking to push in. We do have the Pharaoh plus the priest here. Rayzen is still looking to drop this this Patsukos over here. And he has got it down. He's going to be sniping another villager there. Gets a dwarf kill. The Huskal are out. How many are there? There are only 4 Huskal. Rapl's got tons of resources, though. If he was just spending this all on Huskal, there's the Frost. There's the Frost here, giving Rapl a little bit of time. Oh god, he's throwing the hill fort here. Throw it here, because this would mean that the rock has to flap over here, and you can just sit there, and there's no way for him to continue here. But we will see a hill fort up, and it should be, and Rapl should be able to hold this position fairly nicely. But now, Rayzen 3 town centers. Tons of resources in the bank, getting himself fortified town centers. He needs to farm transition now, though. He's making 3 town centers of villages, plus trade, not really making trade just now, but he needs to go farms. So just take 10 of these villages, sell some wood, get himself irrigation, sacred cats, plow, and just enjoy life here. As we do see the hill fort is up, but this doesn't really help because the rock can simply just go from here, over to here, over to here, over to here, yada, 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 yada. And we will be seeing Rapl making a forward movement here. These Huskarl do so well against the Chariot Archers, but it's not going to be quite enough because the mass is just gigantic here. As Rayzen 154 pop, as Rapl 108 pop here, as this rock still causing a nuisance. Still causing a nuisance. We do see the hill fort targeting down the Pharaoh though. Nice play there. The Pharaoh will survive. 20 HP remaining. 7 HP remaining. And it does live there. Those raiding cavalry from Rapl for some reason get taken out. Nice snipe here onto that dwarf. 1 HP remaining. The good thing about dwarves against the rock raids is that they take 3 shots to get killed by 1 Pitsukos instead of 2 shots like the Gatherer, because these are 65 HP, 75 HP dwarves, just a little bit more. And we are seeing Rapl successfully pushing out of his base here. These Jarls jumping onto the Pitsukos of Rayzen as he has to pull back. And now the Chariot Archer is going to be looking for a raid over here. They can't really pick too much. Maybe going to snake a villager kill. And we do say irrigation. I would love to see Rapl, instead of building more of those frost giants, getting himself winter harvest. I've said it once. I'll say it again. Winter harvest is insanely good. Plus 20% gather rate, must grab as soon as you possibly can. We're going to be seeing Rapl neglect that in favor of going through tier, but I hope he gets it straight after that, doesn't bother with anything else. There is the Mythic Age going through tier. No surprises here. Rapl loves tier. He's going to be pulling back. He's got full Huskarl. We do have barracks now coming down for Rayzen, and Rayzen does cast himself Serpents, pushing back with some mercenary cavalry to boot as well. This rock sitting idly by over here, just trying to lull Rapl into a false sense of security as these villagers getting pushed back, and a forest fire coming in. This will open up this entire location here, which is going to be beautiful for Rapl to attack this gold mine. But unfortunately, the trees just maybe a little bit too far away from those villagers, and the villagers sneak by, do not get picked off. But the forest fire is in, and that does open this location up quite well. Rapl going for his town center here. Still hasn't gotten himself that winter harvest that I would have liked. Now it's coming in. Yes, Rapl. Yes, yes, yes. This is primo Odin play at its finest. Getting those technologies that you absolutely need in order to get you that ridiculous amount of food income that you also need. But the question is here, is Rayzen far enough in front right now to survive a Fimble winter here, and or is Rapl able to recover his economic deficit that he's currently in, just based on the fact that he's got Skadi and he has got his 3rd town center up now. We will see very shortly what's going to happen here. Rappel's going to be able to get himself that medium, that champion infantry very fast as well. Longhouse coming through, and we're probably going to be seeing bravery instantly as well from Rapl, and he's going to start going for raids. The Fimble Winter comes through straight away as tier hits. I'm interested in seeing whether we see bravery coming through. He is getting an instant bravery. I absolutely love this from Rapl. He's going to be able to push in. He's going to be able to attack everywhere. We see the farms of Rayzen completely nullified here by the Fenris Wolf, for the Fimble Winter Wolves here, as they take every single one of these town centers, plus the gold villagers here are going to be getting harassed as well. We see the gold villagers over here moving on to this location. The Chariot Archers plus the Frost Giant hitting this gold mine, but Rapl simply just going to be retreating away from that location here, going after the Migdol Stronghold, as bravery 80% here, just about to pop. This Migdol Stronghold is going to go down so very, very fast here. Rapl takes the score lead for what seems to be the first real tangible point in this game. This Migdol Stronghold is absolutely shredded here as Rayzen hits the Mythic Age through Osiris, gets himself that mummy, and we will be seeing some crazy Huskarl raids coming forward in this game. We see these Huskarl coming over here, going to be keeping an eye on this rock. I would love to see another hill fort get thrown down over here, as we are seeing some barracks coming up here for Rapl. Would love to see him sneaking on this location, a hill fort in this corner. Make sure he's going to secure this corner here, as Rayzen hasn't quite walled up perfectly yet. We do see the Huskarl going after this town center. We've got 13 Huskarl here. They do a ton of damage. The villagers are going to be trying to repair this one. Mercenary getting produced out, but with bravery, it goes down so fast. We don't see any pierce armor though for these Huskarl. They do have 50% pierce armor, but a little bit more would really keep his Huskarl alive nicely. We do see some axemen now coming over onto this location as the town center does get taken down, but at what cost? Rapl needs to retreat away from here, and he's going to be able to. Loses about 5 Huskarl for that town center. Absolutely worth it here. And there's the Son of Osiris getting cast. Over here, we see these units all cleaned up as the Huskarl have unlocked champion infantry. Rapl's economy is gigantic here. Rapl does need to start transitioning into getting himself medium cavalry, heavy cavalry, champion cavalry, walls everywhere, and making sure he doesn't just simply lose straight to those axemen. And now we see the Huskarl making a maneuver over onto this location. The Ulfsark retreating, or sneaking, I should say, into this back location here. Going to be throwing up some buildings here. Let's check out Rayzen's point of view. He does not see this at all. These longhouses are going to be very sneaky as these Huskarl getting some big damage onto this town center. There's a lot of villagers here repairing this though, so it's looking like maybe Rapl's not going to be fast enough to take this one down. Though the Huskarl raids hitting this location over here while this is all going on. The Ulfjarls coming in here to start taking down these axemen as well. The champion Huskarl staying alive forever against what seems like forever against these axemen. And this town center is going to get saved thus far, as the Huskarl going to be leaving this location. We do see a hill fort up here now for Rapl, and Rayzen just out of line of sight here. Just out of line of sight. Rapl is setting up that side build. It's going to be absolutely brutal for Rayzen to defend, as now another rock in with the mummy here, and this little force of Rapl's has been thwarted. Rayzen gets his town center back. His Son of Osiris walking over here to help out. These Huskarl all getting taken down as the longhouses are up. This hill fort just about up 129 of 169 pop for Rayzen to 160 of 160 population for Rapl here. And we do see the mummy coming in, doing a lot of damage. The Son of Osiris from the back going to be hitting for big damage against these low hack armor units. All of these 30%, 15%, 20%. This Son of Osiris, super value here in this game. And we are seeing these units all popping out here. Rapl will need to get some cavalry units in here to deal with these axemen. Obviously sitting underneath the hill fort, maybe throwing down some towers here wouldn't be a bad idea. Definitely consider throwing a wall here while you're in this location would be a good idea. But Rapl pulling back now, has to take a little bit of his feet off of the pressure here. He hasn't started a trade route just yet, but he does have gold mines up enough that it's going to be fine here for Rapl. But he does need to consider throwing up 1 or 2 markets just in case. He is throwing 1 market up in the corner. Going to start that trade route fairly soon. And look at this food income. 26 villagers on food. Irrigation, winter harvest, completely fine here for Rapl. This is what I'm talking about. This is why you get this technology, and this is why you just live the dream. We are seeing these units pressuring in onto this location as more Huskarl coming out. I wouldn't mind seeing, I mean, it's less good because you don't have Balder, but I wouldn't mind seeing maybe a portable ram as well to help bolster the push in onto this location. But now Rapl getting pushed back. He does have the heavy cavalry. Consider getting champion cavalry. He has, and he is, and that's beautiful here. We don't have still any armory upgrades for Rapl. We do have copper mail though for Rayzen, so that's going to help out just a little bit. But the champion units are all in as we see a side build coming over onto this location here as the Frost Giant pushing over here. More Huskarl, more Jarls getting built here for Rapl. He's all over the map. We are seeing the rock flying overhead, going to be able to pick up that Son of Osiris if he needs to. And we will see how this is all going to go. These mummies doing tons of damage from behind though. Mass mummy here from Rayzen. Old school. Absolutely love it. We're still seeing these Huskarl trying to push in. Taking down this Migdol stronghold would be absolutely huge. But still not walling this off is making me very, very sad. And now Rayzen is slow pushing through Rapl's army. Rapl needs to find out a way to deal with this mass mummy. And I think that it's very, very difficult here because there's just 4 units that die, get replaced with minions. You basically need mass legendary Jarl here. Mass legendary Jarl would be a good try for Rapl. So we'll see if that's what he's going to be going into. And that means that Rayzen needs to preemptively predict that that's what's going to happen and start working towards champion spearman. So we are seeing this mummy comes over, snipes down the frost giant here, which is going after the fortified town center, and completely cleans that up. As we are seeing a lot of idle military here for Rapl. Needs to figure out what he wants to do with that. These villagers moving over onto this gold mine here as that trade route still not started, still not got that market up. Bit of a concerning thing at this point, 23 minutes into the game. We finally see that wall coming down now for Rapl, as the Migdol stronghold will get taken down by these 6 champion Huskal eventually. No attempt to repair this one for Rayzen. He does have masons. He's got himself signal fires as well. So that's going to help out with seeing a lot of the map here. Rayzen trying to repair this one. We are seeing these units moving back in onto this location. Got to get those legendary Jarls to target down the mummies. The Son of Osiris still doing absolute work from behind here as the medium, or sorry, I should say the heavy axeman of Rayzen holding strong. The Migdol stronghold does fall on this location. Rapl can basically consider just kind of sacking this army a little bit. We do have some Hursa coming in now to try and deal with those mummies here. We'll see if that's going to work. Obviously, the champion chariot's going to do, or heavy chariots at this point. Are they champion or heavy chariots at this point? Going to be able to still pick off those Huskal, or those Hursa very, very fast. And we'll see how it's going to go as Rapl pushing in to Rayzen right now. We'll see these Hursa sneak around, try and take down the mummies. 1 whack, 2 whack, 3 whack. They go down very fast. The Hursa, nice micro there from Rayzen, pulling them back, but they are still very low HP, jumping into the rock here and then just pulling back. Nice play from Rayzen to keep that all going. Now we've got a critical mass of Huskal over here. We've got 13 Huskal going after this fortified town center. There's nothing over here. The villager's going to try and repair this one. It's going to go down so very, very fast. We do have bronze weapons out now for Rapl, but Rapl is struggling on the gold situation mightily here as his villagers moving over here onto the gold mine. He does have quarry, so his villagers should be getting himself a lot of resources here very, very quickly, and we will not be seeing the fortified town center go down for a second time here. One thing I would have liked to see from Rapl here is, instead of going for the town center, tower, 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 and then go, just build 3 towers with those Huskal. That's part of what makes them so good. We are seeing the town center get awfully close to falling here, but now all the mercenary are out. There's a lot of gold invested into this, and we are seeing some ballaster coming in onto this location for Rapl. Going to be going after this. I would have probably preferred to see portable rams going after the houses, initially setting up walls with Huskal and then ballaster, but we'll see if it's going to work, if Rayzen can react to it or not. Meanwhile, we see these Huskal returning back onto this location. We do have 3 mummies here now. Mummies are a fantastic answer here, but they have just dropped out of the rock, so you still have to wait 20 seconds before they get their special abilities off. The villagers all returning over here, and Rapl says, all right, can't take it down just yet. Still putting pressure onto the middle of the map, making some more ballast. The ballast are good against trying to take down that Son of Osiris slowly. Does a ton of damage. 11 damage with 3 projectiles is a lot of damage to deal to a Son of Osiris, who is essentially a ranged hero that you can't dodge them. So we'll see if that's going to happen. And we do see more Huskal coming in. Please make some towers here. We do finally see that market up. The trade route going to be starting here. Rapl will be out of gold very, very shortly, so he needs multiple markets. He's only got 1 here. He needs multiple markets. We do see the Son of Osiris is getting taken down, but the Axemen are on top of the ballaster right now. Nice marker there from Rayzen, pulling back over here. And we are seeing these ballaster finally starting to take down some houses, starting to get some value here as they're pushing in to Rayzen's base. And now we're still seeing the Huskal pushing in over here. Maybe needed some Hursa out to just pick off these mummies. I mean, maybe you just take the mummies down because they're really not that strong. 350 HP, 34% hack armor. They will fall. Nice play there from Rapl, but Rayzen has got complete control of the center of the map right now, so we'll see if he's going to be able to make a push onto this town center or not. So we are starting to see some of those mercenary cavalry coming in and picking off these very, very expensive ballaster. And this is why I was saying maybe portable rams, walls, and then ballaster, because you make a 120 gold mercenary, you take down a 300 resource ballaster. And it's always very, very good for you there. And we do see there's 1 more gold mine over here that Rapl can potentially grab that Rayzen can't. And Rayzen is essentially full trade right now. He's got no gold left on the map, with 1 gold mine left on the map. So he needs to be full trade very, very shortly for both of these players. And we'll see if that's going to happen. And it is looking like, I mean, the trade route is okay right now for Rapl, and it's going to have to get better than okay very shortly. But we'll see how it's all going to go. We do see these Axemen are out. This Son of Osiris is still doing absolute work. We see the Ballista moving in, trying to take down the rock, the Son of Osiris. Everything else definitely want to just right-click on the rock, but he's going to have to pull back here. Does he have draft horses? He doesn't, so there's very slow 2.4 speed. And Rapl is still chilling in on this location. We see the catapult coming in. If Rayzen can take this location, he gets access to this gold mine. That could be huge. But again, catapult get taken down very quickly if you don't have walls up. And that's exactly what happens there. We still see this mummy chilling on this location. We're starting to see towers getting thrown up here by Rayzen. Absolutely love that. He is Hathor, so he potentially does have the cheaper towers. 170 gold here with the sun-dried mud brick. Very, very smart. Siege works coming through right now for Rayzen as well. We will start to see this location get completely lamed up by Rayzen in an attempt to take down this fortified town center. We'll see if he's going to be able to do that. The mercenary cavalry pushing in here, pushing the ballista back. We see a watchtower coming up as well as these units are trying to push through. We see the catapults still going after this fortified town center. The axemen here, the chariots have cleaned up the Huskal that were here. So now Rapl needs to think about where else is Rayzen weak. Rayzen is here. Rayzen is here. Rayzen is not here. This is the location he's going to want to take down. If he can get a big amount of force in onto this with a bunch of those Huskal here, he might be able to take that town center down. But now we've got a ton of raiding cavalry, Huskal, and throwing axe. No Huskal here, actually. Throwing axemen. Jarl, the Son of Osiris, gets picked up with that mummy there. Just keeping those alive for days here as the Son of Osiris still getting super value. And we'll see if Rapl can get some extra damage done onto this Son of Osiris, but no, just too good with that micro. Rayzen is as the chariot archers pushing through here as well. We're seeing the longhouses trying to build some Ulfsark here, waiting for these mercenary cavalry to die before he walls this back up and gets that ballista push happening yet again. We do see all of these villagers onto this gold mine. I was talking about this. Rapl might be in for a bit of a rude shock if he does not get this gold mine completely mined, just because he doesn't have that much trade, and he is starting to get his trade, but it's just going so... Actually, maybe he does have enough trade now. What's he at? 12... 13, 14, 15, and he's got 2 markets, or he's got 2 markets now. So he's going to have 20 ox caravans very, very shortly. So we do see this wall coming up here for Rapl, pushing in on this location. The villagers retreating away here. Making their way over to a gold mine over on this location here, as Rayzen's trade route is the one looking fairly sorry for an Egyptian player, going from a weak... Well, that's actually still a pretty good trade route, to be honest. Obviously not the best, but now we see these walls up here for Rapl. Towers coming up as he's pushing in onto this location here. The axemen getting some good damage done. We see the champion chariots walking in here as well, going to be taking down these villages. Actually, Rapl shouldn't care here. He should actually sack these villages at this point. He's going to be full armory upgrades, full line upgrades, full technology, and he does not need these villages. He needs the population, because the ox caravan is going to replace half of those villages, and he just gets an extra 10 population, 15 population for army to go everywhere else, and he can afford it. He can afford it. As we are seeing these villages pushing forward, have taken down this wall here. Are we seeing any sort of attempts for Rayzen to make cavalry, mercenary cavalry out of this? No, but the ballista does get sniped there by the villagers. Rapl will easily just put this wall back up over here. As he started making these watchtowers, we see siege works, barracks coming over here, going to start making those catapults. The Migdol stronghold does end up getting taken down here on this location, as all of these raiding cavalry swarming the chariot archers, swarming everything else. We now starting to see those spearmen coming out, and this is kind of what I was talking about, preemptively planning to deal with those by getting out champion spearmen before the raiding cavalry start coming out. It's very, very important, and Rayzen has not done that. He's got himself medium spearmen now, but it's still very, very far behind. We do see this wall has been taken down. Rapl still has some throwing axemen over here. He's going to keep building. We do see some catapult over here doing some shenanigans. Now we're starting to see portable rams getting built. We've had siege engineers through. Hill Fort on the way now for Rapl. Both players relatively low resources. No, Rapl with plenty of resources in the bank. Rayzen struggling for resources, struggling mightily here as we're starting to see the portable ram pushing in over here. We see the chariot archers getting pulled back away from these cavalry units. The villagers getting pulled off of their farms here, trying to take down this portable ram. Will be able to do so very nicely, as the ballista now starting to take down this fortified town center here. Very, very nice. We're starting to see some more watchtowers coming up on this location here, as the Jarl coming in to take down the chariot archers here. Nice play from Rapl thus far. These mercenary cavalry doing work over here, but that's mostly just distraction. This is all in on the face of Rayzen here. who is slowly but surely getting strangled in this game. Towers over here to kind of prevent the camel caravan trade route of Rayzen from getting any sort of value here. Watchtowers do have that bullying all, but the villagers take it down very, very fast here. And that is absolutely huge. We're seeing a Mugdal stronghold come up on this location. More portable rams sneaking in on over here. At this point, Rapl can easily start thinking about pushing over here and taking this down with some of those Huskal raids, but not happening just yet. Ballister trying to sneak forward. Is this close enough? I think it is close enough to start raiding or hitting that town center. Goldmine still has just a little bit of gold left for Rapl as he's got so much resource in the bank. Maybe too many villagers on wood here. Just take some off. Just keep trimming villages until you feel like you're okay here. We will see this wall coming back up here for Rapl as we're seeing catapults coming through onto this location. Going to be trying to take down these towers that have been set up here. Nice play from Rayzen trying to desperately defend here. These spearmen pushing out here. Still only medium spearmen for Rayzen. He doesn't have any food in the bank. How are his economic upgrades going? Surely he's got flood control. He does have flood control, but it's just not enough with only 23 villagers on the food here. We aren't seeing more caravans being made by Rayzen, so that's fine. But the spearmen just doing no work here at all. At medium spearmen, the champion raiders are just better. And the fact is 46% hack armor versus 41% hack armor, because we're full iron for a Rapl versus next to nothing for Rayzen. The economy of Odin is absolutely out of this world bonkers here in this game. And the Ballister trying to take down this this fortified town center, but there's a gap in the wall here. There is a gap in the wall. These Ballister will take this fortified town center down. If this, maybe not actually here. If there's a gap here, maybe Rayzen can keep pushing through, but these towers will help out a ton at taking those units down. This town center is getting very, very close to falling as well, as Rapl is continuously putting his foot on the gas. The mercenary infantry coming through here. More portable rams moving in to take this location down. We've got the back build still coming through here by Rapl, making sure that this market situation of Rayzen is not being efficient at all. As the town center is now going to start getting repaired, but Rayzen hits 0 gold here as the villagers need to get that repair happen. 124 of 169 population to Rappl's 160 of 160 population here. And these Ballister still going after this location. We see the catapult, though, shooting at these Ballister. It does get a decent amount of damage done onto it if it actually hits. And there we go. One does fall. And this fortified town center is very, very close to falling here, as we're seeing more Ballister come in to slowly take this down. 541 HP remaining on this location. 1,000 HP remaining on this location. We've got 4 Ballister here trying to take down this town center versus 1 over here, which will inevitably take this down if Rayzen doesn't notice it, though the catapult will actually kill the other Ballister before the town center goes down. However, I don't think it matters because Rappl's got his eyes set on this low HP town center. Get these raiding cavalry, target Ren Afir the 4th, and make sure there's no empowerment happening on this town center, and this town center will fall. But there we go. He's moving over here, going to start whacking that Pharaoh. The town center stops being empowered. The siege too strong here for Rayzen to deal with. Over here on this location, the back build slightly getting dealt with now, but too little, too late. Rayzen loses his town center, and also this Ballister is back out onto this location, ready to start taking down Rayzen's other town center. We see Masons has been researched here for Rapl to keep his towers up. We see Levy Longhouse soldiers comes through, draft horses comes through as well to make those Ballister move up to 2.88 speed here instead of 2.4 speed. So that's huge. And now we see the hill forts flooding in onto this location, not making the mistake of trying to grab the town center straight away. Instead, getting the more safe hill forts up, more siege just piling in here as Rapl is just completely dominating Rayzen's position here. And Rayzen is trying to figure out a way back into this game. He's got next to no population here, 130 population, 28 villages on food with 0 food in the bank is not what you want to see, as more Ballister now can start targeting down this town center completely free. Here we see that wall gets deleted and then instantly rebuilt here to make it just a little bit easier for Rapl to hold it. And Rayzen is just scrambling here. We see the Migdol Stronghold coming up for Rayzen to try and support his market over here. The gold mine does finish for Rayzen, as well as the Ballaster now will start taking down this Migdol Stronghold. These hill forts just about up. Rapl has begun researching Secrets of the Titan just to say, look, Rayzen, I've got a ridiculous amount of resources in the bank. You've got nothing. You've got no chance. But Rayzen's still fighting it out here as these siege works starting to get taken down. The chariot archers not going to be the best idea against those Huskal, but he does manage to deny one of those hill forts. The hill fort going to start getting rebuilt straight away. Mercenary cavalry coming through onto this location, going to be taking down these ballasts, preventing the town center from going up here, as the catapult now going after the stone gate. More towers coming up over here for Rapl as he's going to try and take down these chariot archers, moving his pharaoh over onto this location as well. We see the Migdol Stronghold getting taken down, and now Rapl says, yep, it's time. Let's get this town center. Let's get 180 population. Let's take this game home. And we just see siege towers now moving over here, trying to completely finish up this side build that Rapl did manage to get in here. The catapult will take down these towers, and maybe Rayzen's got some way back into this game if he can get this town center back somehow, some way. The villagers getting pulled off the gold mine, going to go after these ballaster towers. Rapl does see this. 2.98 speed. The ballista goes zoom zoom, trying to escape those villagers here, but not going to be fast enough. They will mostly fall here. 2 villagers. Nice play from Rayzen, but actually blessing in disguise here. Stop building siege, get a bunch of Huskal out, get some Ulfsarks, get this location. We do see a Titan Gate is coming down, and Rapl just goes, I'm going to convert some Ulfsark, get this Titan Gate down, make sure I can finish this game off. Very smart play here, though this is a lot of population to be investing in this. Technically has cut himself down by 6 population, so this only really costs him 12 population, only costs him 6 population to get. 12 population to get. Not sure what I'm trying to say. Anyways, Rayzen does end up tapping out here, as that is the game. So, yes. So he cuts himself down 12 population, so it only costs 12 population to put this up. That's what I'm trying to say. But Rayzen does end up tapping out. What an insane game from Rapl. Going through tier, putting the side build pressure onto the Isis player. Isis is kind of a Roman force in that it needs to be fully focused in its efforts to make any ground happen. Whereas Norse is a guerrilla tactic civilization, and it was so beautiful to see both players trying to implement that kind of style each respectively, and it just so happened this game that it went Rapple's favor. But this is kind of what I'm talking about with Norse against this Anubis strat here. It doesn't matter. Your ultimate goal against the Anubis here is to get 2 town centers and get an economy going, because your opponent is not massively far in front. They're not going to be far in front. You just get a lot of villages. You get to the heroic edge. You get to the mythic edge. You live the dream. You're not going to win the game with a timing attack like you want. But that's fine, because the late game Norse here, if you play it well, you've got options to win the game. And because your opponent is so far behind, because they haven't set that economy up, you get in this situation where you've got full iron, your opponent's got no upgrades, and you win the game. And that's the one. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.